confidant of the South Korean president, faces a grilling from prosecutors after the pair shared classified state documents. South Koreans turned out in their thousands over the weekend to demand that their president step down over this scandal. Well, lawyers for the presidential advisor and friend of Park Geun-hye, president, say that she's deeply remorseful. Steve Chung joins us now live from the Chinese University of Hong Kong to discuss where it goes from here. Steve Chung, thanks for coming on the show. How damaging is this likely to be to Park Geun-hye?
Well, I think the current situations of the political scandals around South Korea this time is quite unprecedented because there was no such kind of problems happen in South Korea for quite a few years. So the current accusations of current Park Geun-hye government is that she trusts a cult-like figures outside the current government's control, and the current chairmanship, and she have the chance to look at those confidential and classified documents without the government protections. So I guess this situation is quite unprecedented in the whole Korean histories. And the Korean prosecution also started the investigations on whether Ms. Chairmanship will be in troubles, and also the National Assembly will also start up the impeachment very soon. So we'll have more details about what actually happens between these cult-like figures' daughters and also the current president in South Korea, whether there was some kind of unclassified situation between the two persons very soon.
Well, sharing confidential government information in a country like South Korea, which has a very difficult relationships with other countries north of its border, thinking North Korea and other countries around the world as well, is particularly sensitive, one can understand, for South Koreans. It could be an issue for the proper courts, but also when it comes to the court of public opinion, that is equally important here, isn't it? How does the fact that Park Geun-hye has been dwindling in terms of her popularity in the polls for a number of years play into what we're seeing here with those people on the streets?
Well, I think the current approval rate of President Park Geun-hye is the lowest point since she inaugurated in the South Korean government. So this is a big question nowadays in South Korea because she lost all the confidence amongst all the people in South Korea, because the whole general public nowadays in South Korea, they really have very angry about why the president now in South Korea, they would trust someone who's not inside the government officials, but she had the chance to look at those classified documents. And also, there's no checks and balance on her powers. And people think that the current leader in South Korea, they lost all the trust, and she showed incompetence in running the government. So that's why in last weekend, we have seen so many people go on the streets in Seoul to protest against the government and even ask for the step down the government.
Yeah, Steve Chung, thank you very much for joining us there. Great to have you on the show there from Hong Kong.